I inquired how the new stadium was, and I had to jump back as he launched into a tirade. Apparently, he has an aisle seat, and his view is constantly being blocked by the hot dog and beer vendors. Reckons he misses about a third of the game normally.
Well, he needs to go up to and talk to George Steinbrenner about that one.
Yeah. And apparently a warm plastic cup of Budweiser is $7.50 and a hot dog about $3.25.
Well, aren't they worried about putting the butts in the seats because attendance to all sports is down dramatically? I mean, look, they're canceling 7 races in Kentucky at the Derby there because gambling is so far off.
I think they're also talking about, knocking a couple of teams out of the NFL.
No, they're talking about adding a couple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got it wrong
they're
now.
talking about these people that parade around in little shorts, kicking this little round ball. They're talking about getting rid of those.
Okay. Yeah. This business with the stock sheet, the stock tip sheet that the previous caller mentioned. That sounds like something you'd find on the inside of a Bazooka Joe bubblegum pack wrapper, so maybe that's it.
Well, I'll have to give Henry your number so he can call you.
I have a question for Gold, if you can hang on, John.
Okay, yeah, not a problem. We'll take the break. 800-313-9443. Any other questions other than sports are welcome. We'll be right back.
Get ready for Real Talk Radio. You're listening to the National Intel Report with your host, John Stadtmiller.
I just told Manimal here to pull that Liberty Stickers ad. It's a little dated, talking about Ron Paul stickers. And then it says at the end of the commercial, the world's most dangerous bumper stickers. Yeah, because it promotes Ron Paul bumper stickers, and don't drive through Missouri with any Ron Paul bumper stickers on it. Yeah, it's the world's most dangerous. Yeah. At any rate, you were saying, Mike.
Yes, Sean, a question for Robbie or Bob. What is with Coeur d'Alene? All of the miners were up today, I think, apart from Coeur d'Alene.
Well, yesterday all the miners were down. Coeur d'Alene was up. So,
I mean, what's with this stock?
Well, they had blowout earnings. I'm not going to say anything bad about Coeur d'Alene. For me, it's up 128%. I'm happy with it.
Okay. What's your tip for the Preakness, Robbie, if I may?
Well, it's a matter of who's going to run second.
Okay.
Rachel Alexander's going to. I mean, it's not even a horse race.
Mike, I would suggest you check the odds at Vegas of the Detroit Lions winning the Super Bowl next year, and it's predicated on the other 31 teams dying in air crashes, and the Lions win by default.
I appreciate it, John. Thank you.
All right, Mike. The Preakness, huh?
Yep, Saturday.
Boy, you got any bets on that one?
The Super Horse. No, I mean this is just to watch a phenomenal horse do what thoroughbreds do, and that is run. I mean they're talking about this horse in the same breath as Secretariat, so
yeah, okay. And the stud
for those
fees
people who have passions for horses.
You just upped the stud fee by $500,000. Tom in Florida. Hello, Tom. Tom, you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you for having me on.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, but I was listening to you guys earlier, and I know I listen to a lot of the different shows and whatnot, and an awful lot of it really is just kind of like what's going on and kind of the bad side of it. And I've called up and said something along the same vein as what I'm going to say now. There's an incredible amount of, I have an incredible amount of optimism concerning the future, because you were talking about, Bob was talking about the trade barriers eventually going to go up as everybody starts protecting their own markets. And again, I'm salivating. I'm sitting here and I'm going, there's going to be this incredible period coming up where anybody who wants to in America is going to be able to go into the manufacturing business. I mean, it's going to be incredible opportunity to, if you walk into Walmart or Home Depot, and look around. And if there's anything you think you can make, or hire somebody to help you, do it, I mean, you can instantly become a manufacturing concern. And America is still going to continue to want things. And I just look at it as an incredibly glorious period of anybody who ever wanted to become, with a lot of work and effort, you can become very well off, if not possibly rich.
Well, Tom, that's, it is a buyer's market. I know where you can pick up some assembly plants from GM.
Yeah. Well, the other thing I was thinking of is, I may be wrong, but I can't help but think that, America was the tool and die capital of the world. I mean, we were the best at making everything, and I can't help but think that a lot of our equipment must have got literally taken overseas to find an inexpensive operator to operate it.
Well, I mean, look what they did with Lend-Lease with Uncle Joe there during World War II.
Yeah.
They upped the quality of their manufacturing for their tool and die, the various different machineries and everything else that this government gave them. Yeah.
Yeah, right. We retooled Japan for them.
That's right.
But what I'm saying is, there's going to be an incredible opportunity to possibly go back over there. I mean, I don't know how the markets will work, whether they'll lag us or there could be a whole business of just going back overseas and buying our machinery, bringing it back over here and setting it up and buying it over there for 10 cents on the dollar. Well, I mean, if they don't recover as fast as we do, it'll be a buyer's market.
Well, Bob, you made a statement earlier, and I was going to ask you, it's, the bill 1207 that Ron Paul has, 149 people that are asking the same thing, hey, why don't we audit the Fed? How are we going to retire the debt that we owe the Fed Reserve right now?
Well, I would think that there'll come a time when all currencies will fall dramatically against gold, and it's not too far away. And during that experience, I think what nations of the world will do is they will simultaneously devalue and default. And I think that's what it's going to come to.
Could you imagine what would be going on in this country right now? And I'm not advocating this as an economic plan, but instead of bailing out the toxic asset on the bankers' books, that the government made interest-free loans to people for investment capital.
That's right.
Could you imagine trillions of dollars going into this economy right now? I mean, GM...
That just shows you what a scam it is.
No kidding, because we're going right back to the very same people that caused this problem in the first place. But they had willing dupes that we weren't blazing, flaming mad last century when they did the Federal Reserve Act, and they got their hooks in us, drove us into the ground, and here we sit.
I hate to throw cold water on this argument, or this debate, I should say, but in order for American manufacturing to once again become viable, you've got to change the mindset of the people, because the mindset of the people has obviously gone through a metamorphosis over the last decade, whereas they shop on price, not on quality. If you've got, for instance, workman's gloves that are made in America, good quality, that you know are going to last you for 10 years, that sell for $50, and right next to it is a pair of Japanese or Chinese gloves that sell for $20, the mindset of the people is they'd rather buy the Japanese for the $20, and if they do fall apart, which they will do, it's still cheaper to buy a second pair than it is to buy the one pair that's going to last you for 50 years.
Well, and the psychological aspect of this, Robbie, I will add and argue that people have very limited budgets anymore, so they're, here's the thing. Do I spend $50 for a pair of gloves that I don't have versus the $20 that I can at least buy a set of gloves? And I would have a set of gloves. Yeah, they're going to blow apart. They're going to wear out. They're going to go threadbare, whatever. But at least, I agree with you that people
Because that's how Walmart originally started.
Right.
I mean, Walmart was made in America.
Yeah.
I mean, Sam Walmart was adamant about that. And as soon as he passed on, obviously the brain trust of Walmart decided, no, we're going to forget the quality and we're going to go with price.
And go international.
Yeah.
All
Absolutely.
Right. Tom, I'll have to think about your enthusiasm there.
Yeah, well, like I say, I'm expecting to make money in the future, and I'm going to make it the old-fashioned way, manufacturing.
Yeah. Oh, listen, don't think we are all doom and gloom. Out of obviously crises, huge opportunities abound. I mean, there's no question. Many multi-millionaires were born out of the Great Depression.
Yeah, and as for the quality difference between quality and price, don't you think that eventually the common sense of the market will take place? I mean, as people get their backs harder and harder against the wall, they are going to realize, look,